What's up YouTubers, Johnny DIY here. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to install or replace a door sweep, which is the bottom of your door's seal. This is going to help you keep weather out, which means you're going to keep the hot air out in the summer, and more importantly, the cold air out all winter long, because if you don't have this, the cold air is just going to come right under there. Also, this is going to keep any creepy crawly bugs from being able to crawl underneath your door. If you guys are new to my channel, please do me a favor, click the subscribe and notification bell so you can get all my new videos. And let's get to this one. So if we close the door, I'll show you. If we look under here, you can see light. If you can see light coming under your door, that means you know there's going to be air coming through, bugs and whatnot. So this one already has the door sweep installed. Basically, it's just a U-channel like this that you can just slide right on to the bottom of the door. You don't even have to take the door off. Sometimes it makes it easier to do it. And then there's a seal on the bottom like this that seals it. This one has a drip cap on one side like that. Usually it's installed on the outside of the door, so that when water drips down or rain gets on it, it drips off and doesn't rot the bottom of your door. I'm not sure why they installed it on the inside, whoever installed this, but maybe they didn't like the look. This is a metal door, so it doesn't really matter much. And it's underneath an overhang, but say you had a wood door and it was exposed to the elements, not under a porch, you definitely want to put the drip cap on the outside and have a door sweep with one, or the bottom of your door is just gonna rot out. I've dealt with that before on wood doors. So if you're starting from scratch and adding this, what you're gonna wanna do is close your door, and we're gonna measure the width right here. We're not gonna measure the width of the door, we're actually gonna measure the width of the opening between the trim. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut this. It's just made out of thin metal. You're gonna cut that just a hair smaller than that measurement of the opening. And the easiest way to cut this metal to fit is just one of these. This is just a regular old hacksaw. I suppose you could use a grinder, but you're gonna wanna pull the rubber seal out of this before you cut it so you don't damage it. Usually just slides right out. I like this style one because these seals are replaceable for just a few dollars. I make sure I put links down in the description to these replacement seals, as well as the door sweep and any of the other tools and supplies I'm using today for you guys to check out. We can just go ahead and pull this out. And over time, these just wear out and get compressed and don't seal as well. So if you're installing it from scratch, these just mount right here with screw holes right into the bottom of the door. Just mark our holes. Using a small bit, we're gonna go ahead and pre-drill those holes. We'll go ahead and tighten it fully down. Or what you can do is, if you wanna take the door off, you just pop out your hinge pins upwards. You can take off the door, and you can actually screw this in from underneath. I like to do that because it doesn't leave you with any exposed screw heads, especially when you're doing it on the face. But another trick is, if you're gonna put the screws in the face and you have like a wood door, is after you pre-drill your hole for the screw, go ahead and squeeze some caulking, some silicone caulking right in the hole before you put the screw in. Then you put the screw in, and then it'll make a perfect seal so those screw holes don't just rot out. Okay, so most likely if you're installing this fresh, you're gonna be putting that drip cap on the outside of the door. You're gonna slip it on, and then you're gonna drop this. This channel slides up and down with those mounting holes. You're gonna drop it down till that seal meets this threshold all the way across, and then actually push it down just a tiny bit. Then mark your holes out and put those in. You want it down just a tiny bit extra so that when you do close your door, that seal is gonna actually squish and compress. That way you get a perfect seal all the way across. If you're gonna do the method where you screw it up from the bottom, if you need to drop this down quite a bit, I actually like the method of screwing it in from the bottom. That's what I did on this one the last time I had the door off, because it's going to be a little more sturdy that way when this channel is lowered down on the door, because the screws are only on one side of the door. If you do it from underneath and you need to shim it down, you can use washers, or you can use little pieces of paint stick, like pieces of wood, but just a paint stick. That'll fit right in that channel underneath the door to shim it downwards, so you get that nice seal. So I'm just gonna take my new vinyl insert seal. I have this one and it was cut to size already the right way. I'm just gonna go ahead and line up the old one to the new one. And then to trim this stuff, you can just use regular old household scissors. See, this gives you an idea how much this old one on top is more compressed than this new one on the bottom. Now I do want to mention that some door sweeps, the seal actually just squishes in underneath the bottom. There's a channel routed into the bottom of your door. If you have that one, you're gonna have to take the door off to do that. All we have to do is slip these little ears on each side in. Should just slide into these channels on each side. Once you get it started, just feed it in. Oh, perfect fit. Now we can go ahead and give the door a shut. It's gonna be probably a lot tighter than it was before because of that new seal. But if we look underneath, there is no light gap anymore. It's making a nice, tight seal. Making good contact with our threshold, making a good seal. But that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions or comments about this, go ahead and leave them down below and I'll get back to you. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and click the notification bell. That way you can get all my new videos. Thanks for watching Johnny DIY. Keep on doing it yourself, guys. Take care.